Hola, hola a todos. Estoy entrando a la página de Sky News porque quiero compartir qué es lo que está pasando en Sky News ahora. Déjenme ver si lo puedo lograr. A ver. No, en realidad salió en mi canal, pero no te preocupes. Aquí va. A ver. Vamos a ver Sky News en vivo. A ver, aquí está. Sky News en vivo. Y es muy interesante porque habla de... Estaba hablando recién sobre Financial Times. Financial Times, ¿no es cierto? Sky News. Sky News. Un tema muy importante, muy interesante. ¿O no lo es para ustedes? A ver, ¿dónde estamos? ¿Dónde estamos? A ver, en vivo. Vamos a buscar que compartir otra cosa. ¿Dónde está? Dejé de compartir la pantalla. A ver, vamos a compartir Sky News. Aquí estamos. Online. It's very important to watch news online. You see, if you are.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks.
You have to do
I start my brain dumping everything I need to get done.
At least once a day.
This evening about potentially recognising the state of Palestine.
Well,
I stronger.
Starmer must have laid the ground for it, I think, with Trump and with the US. And, you know, I'd be surprised if he would have come out and done this if he thought that he was going to get completely lambasted by Donald Trump. So there clearly is some relationship there. And, you know, it's a different approach to that other leaders are taking. You know, some leaders are being sort of much punchier with Donald Trump, for example, you know, in Canada, where we've got Prime Minister Mark Carney, who's sort of, you know, taking a much more sort of a strong approach, shall we say. But I think Starmer's approach is at least as good as any out there. I mean, the US is, you know, is kind of one of the most important countries on the global stage. They are an ally, and you know, it's important to try and. Donald Trump is incredibly unpredictable, but it's important to try and keep as good a relationship as possible. But to me, it's no surprise that UK domestic politics, you know, on Tree Social in a way that other presidents wouldn't have dreamed of. I mean, that is just very Donald Trump.
We're well aware of that. Golf is probably his favourite thing ever, isn't it?
I saw a video of his caddy sort of dropping the balls. I was
going to say, I wonder if he shot a good score, but that probably is not the point. Let's have a look at the eye, because sad to say that YouTube is now the #2 viewing platform behind the. Someone's written on my paper here, so traditional TV dying. Well, I hope not. If you're watching us right now, they're free to watch online, of course. We don't mind either way, but what does it have to say? Yeah.
You can watch Sky News on YouTube.
You can watch it in plenty of places. No extra charge.
I was
press review. ¿Qué significa press review for you?
Report came out now. I was even expecting that YouTube would be BBC. I've never speak to young people. They watch it, everything.
Yeah.
YouTube is their go-to. I was even referring to one who's a television producer, and he said, you know, YouTube in some respects is old hat for many young people. They go out, they film their content in their day, and then they post and share on Instagram and TikTok and the like. And that's really where the market is emerging. YouTube, of course, it's you know, this is a channel broadcasters, and there has been some speculation, hasn't there, that the likes of ITV and Channel 4, even the BBC, would have to come to one sort of super broadcaster in order to survive. But if I have a concern about it's that you know, the traditional broadcasters do a great deal. They invest a huge amount in creative industries of this country, and if we don't have that, then and, you know, the creative industries in this country can contribute a huge amount to the economy.
Yeah,
and that's just that goes away to what YouTube's owned by, you know, US conglomerate that that will of course hit our own economy.
Yes, and also no public service remit of any description. I think it's interesting. YouTube, I think I'm right in saying, is the biggest podcast platform in the US already, and certainly in that way.
Yeah, so it's dominating in multiple formats.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you think, Sonia, about this one?
Yeah, well, yes, I think it's been a long time coming, and it's interesting. So the same study showed that broadcast TV just makes up 56% of people's viewing. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see that balance shift over time as well, and eventually more stuff will be seen through streaming platforms, through YouTube. So, but obviously you do lose something because channels like the BBC, Channel 4, ITV, they do have a public service broadcasting remit. Obviously, that's kind of got the biggest, BBC has the biggest remit, but it applies to ITV and Channel 4 as well, and terrestrial channels. And the reason why that's important is they're mandated to make stuff that maybe the market wouldn't make. So whether it's like important dramas about things like, the post office scandal, debates in the post office, or, whether it's things that might appeal to minority audiences, for example. So it is an important part of the market, but at the same time, really the broadcasters, they have to adapt or die.
Which is exactly what England's Lioness has done, if I can segue.
That was a very neat segue.
But they really did adapt, it has to be said. The way they dealt with all those matches.
Definitely.
Front page of the Star, because you wait years for
very long
100%. And it's uplifting. They won on Sunday. What standout moments are there for both of you from the coverage that we've seen? Sonia first.
Well, I think, first of all, just the sheer joy. Really lovely to watch, and the fact that over 60,000 people came and packed out. So good to see loads of young women and girls there, dressed up in their England shirts. I think that's amazing. I thought it was really interesting as well that so many of the footballers were conscious to talk about how proud they were to be to win this for England, and it's something that came very comfortably to them. And there's always been a bit of a mixed thing around English patriotism, because it has at times been related with really racist characters like Tommy Robinson in the BNP, and it's nice to see, I think, a very positive embracing what it means to be English and have these great role models doing it for us. So that stands out to me.
On that note, Michelle Adjumang, 19, played a handful of times for her club Arsenal, and a star of the tournament as well. She did well, saved them really in a couple of those games. Thank you both very much indeed. My guests tonight, Sonia and Theo. Coming up next in the sport, it's all getting a little heated ahead of the crucial 5th test between England and India. We'll find out more about that.
You have to use to do it. Even my English is a bit lost.
A lifeline for millions international borders. It's dams like these that have become inflection points with two nuclear-armed neighbors, which could